the matchlock gun. Now, these were introduced into Japan in the mid-1500s from Portuguese travellers. During the period of civil war in Japan, there were actually more guns in Japan than in all of Europe. That's in the late 1500s, early 1600s. The Japanese samurai went more from the sword towards a gun battle type of situation. But these guns here, some of them between 150 and 300 years old, so some of them have a longer history than Australia. We also have some other smaller interesting weapons. Hayashi sensei, ちょっとこの鉄砲を見せてください. An interesting type of pistol that was also used by the samurai. It's only a one-shot pistol, but that sort of thing was rather rare even in medieval Japan. And to actually have one here in Australia, I think, is pretty spectacular. Kawaguchi-san is one of the Teppotai, which is the rifleman corps. He wears quite a simple suit of armor. It's red. One of the reasons being is that it would inflict fear into the opposition. He has his family crest on both his helmet and on the front of his door, the main body armor. The boxes, he carries smaller weaponry pieces and bits and pieces for his gun. That includes gunpowder and pellets and various types of loading equipment. Okay, the next helmet is rather a simple bowl-shaped with gold lacquer over the top of paper. The interesting point on this one is on his helmet there's a large dragonfly. Dragonfly in Japanese was kachimushi. Kachi is the Japanese word for victory in battle. Hence the samurai would often wear dragonfly motifed items with them. Once again, a slightly different type of armor. The breastplate is pigeon-breasted shaped. It's got a slight ridge on the front which gives it extra strength, particularly against bullets. The helmet again is a different shape. It's just something that really stands out. It's again a simple bowl-shaped helmet with extra pieces of ears on the back there made out of lacquered paper, and the actual dish shape at the top just gives him extra height, and it sort of catches the light and reflects and makes him look quite elegant. The hair around the neck guard sort of adds to the fear factor of this armor. Again, a different type of armor. Kato-san is one of the leading riflemen, antique riflemen in Japan. His helmet, for example, is conical shaped, made out of steel, which has been lacquered over, of course. He has what looks like rabbit ears sticking out the back there, and again, hair around the neck guard for fear factor. His armor itself is made of strips of steel which have been linked together with cord made of, or braided silk actually. Being one of the top riflemen in Japan, he wears quite an elegant looking armor which would be usually worn by somebody of quite high rank, probably somebody with around about up to 1,000 samurai below him. Usually with gunpowder fitted, that would be a huge explosion, lots of smoke, lots of fire, and a huge, huge noise. And Mr. Hayashi is the leader of one of the top rifle associations in Japan. The gun he's carrying is around about 200 years old, so almost about as long as Australia's history as well. One of his favorite positions, shooting from the knees. Ogawa-san here represents a mid-ranking samurai. His armor is relatively simple. It's really built for battle purposes. Again, his crest can be seen on the front of his helmet. Yeah! Usually the samurai didn't have armor worn as a uniform as such. Again, it was really chosen by their own style and taste, and of course their pocket as well. In this case, the red suit of armor was worn by the Ii family. They always put their soldiers in red armor, particularly because they were the vanguard of the shogun at the time. The red armor looked uniform. Of course, having a team of red-armored samurai standing out front of your battle site made the samurai look a little bit more fearsome. This piece at the back here is where the flag, the battle flag, was worn on the back. This would be used for identification on the battlefield.